one and all, welcome to Seen Through Glass. Welcome to my hotel room in the Peninsula Hotel in Hong Kong. I need to show you around this place because it's ridiculous, but I'm going to save that for another video. Tonight is another episode of Driveway Goals. I'm off to meet up with Richard XRX, that's his Instagram handle. This guy has a very eclectic range of cars here in Hong Kong. Before I go, I want to just tell you very quickly that the STG shop has finally been updated with a whole new range of merch and items and accessories. So, if you want one of these fetching Drive the World t-shirts or even one of these very cool Machinists bracelets, head over, I'll put a link below. You can also go via seenthroughglass.com and check out all the new bits and bobs in there. Anyway, time to jump in my Uber, head across town and go meet Richard.
Throw that thing from left, right, side to side. Yeah. All my friends are here. Play my favorite song right on top. Yeah. And we never stop. Music pumping, we just keep on rolling. Yeah. No, we never.
Hello, I'm Richard. Welcome to my collection of cars. I'm here to share my passion. Hope you guys enjoyed my collection. Thank you.
Let me hear you say I'm ready. I'm ready. Come on. Now slide, slide, slide to the bar. Shine, shine, shine like a star.
So this is the Sls Amg Black Series. The reason why I got it is because I used to have a C63 AMG, the one that has the NA V8 back then, and I was like totally obsessed with that car. And one day I was actually talking to my friend, and we were actually seeing the car from like pistonhead.com. It's from the UK, so this car was from the UK. We imported it back to Hong Kong. It's been an unbelievable car. Like the moment I drove it, because I drove a regular SLS before, this is like a totally different beast. Like it's way more agile. It's a huge car. You can see the width of the car. It's like wider than a Fd2. It's enormous. Like, but it handles so well in the corner. It's just unbelievable. It doesn't make sense. The physics doesn't make sense to this car, and it sounds brutal. It's the last of its kind with the naturally aspirated V8 with the going door, which the AMG GT there doesn't have anymore. But like this is like iconic modern day Mercedes to me. So that's why I'm keeping it for, I would say forever for now, but I'm pretty sure this is one of my favorite. And then let's move on to the next car. This is a 360 Challenge Stradale. So I got this car actually in, I think, 2017 in Christmas. So it's a Christmas gift. I bought it for myself to celebrate what I did for that year. So it's been a really great car. The reason why I love this car is it is so raw. It's basically like a race car on the road. And the 360 is kind of different to the 430 and the 458. Because for the 360, when they make this Challenge Stradale, they actually convert an actual race car to make it street legal. And this is like insanely loud with the naturally aspirated V8 as well. So I'm definitely keeping this forever as well. And this is also one of my favorite brands. I'm going to stay loyal to it. All right, let's move on to the 430 Scuderia. So as you can see, this is a 16M. The reason I really like the spec of the car is that it tricolor stripe on the car. It runs all the way to the rear bonnet. Also naturally aspirated V8, it sounds amazing, and it drives so well. This one still has the F1 gearbox, which is like the single clutch one. They only made 499 of them in the world, so it's definitely a keeper. All right, so last of it. This is a 458 Speciale. This car is kind of interesting. I actually bought it from, I actually used to own a 458 Speciale Coupe, and it also has a Capristo exhaust on it. I think we had a drive like back then, and then one of our friends filmed it as well. So, but this one, I sold that car to my other friend because he was really interested in the car, and then but I can never forget how good this Speciale is, and that's what I was looking for, a Speciale A, and this spec is just speechless. The blue carbon inside, and like the diamond cut rims, and the Nart stripe in the middle, and the triple layer paint yellow is just fantastic, I think. So it's definitely one of my favorite in my garage.
I have to apologise slightly for the weirdly awkward porno-esque music playing in the background. It seems to be just something that's happening down here in the car park. But here we go. What a ridiculous, well, 4 supercars Richard has just showed us. What he failed to mention, he did mention it briefly about the Speciale Aperta, but this car, the Challenge Stradale, and the SLS are all running Capristo exhaust. The Challenge Stradale is running a Capristo exhaust. The one car in the world that probably doesn't need an aftermarket exhaust, aside from maybe the Aventador, has got one. But unbelievable. We're going to start those up in a second and let them rip. The 16M does have a Capristo system coming. It just hasn't arrived yet. So he's a madman. But look, the cool thing is that whilst he has these 4 incredible supercars, they aren't the only cars in his shed or in his locker, because this man likes a whole range of different things. So we're going to go over to the other side of the car park now and check out what else he's got. You're a madman. You're clinically insane.
All right, so this is a Fd2 Mugen Rr. So basically, this is the last naturally aspirated Type R Honda ever made, and the Fd2 Mugen Rr is basically a lightweight version for the Fd2 Type R, and they only make 300 of this worldwide. And they originally just sold it in the Japanese domestic market. So the only way you can get it is to import it from Japan. So this car is just unbelievable to drive with the stick shift, and it's just so raw. Everything's so direct. Like every movement, every order you give it to the car, it just happens. It's like magic. Totally in love with this car, and it's dailyable for me. All right, so let's move on to the next car. This is a M2 competition. So I think I purchased this car like a month ago. So one day I just walked into a dealership because I used to have an FK8 Type R. So I swapped that car out for this. So I just walked into the dealership. I was like, hey, do you have an M2 competition in stick and in blue? And the guy said, yeah, luckily we have one in stock. I was kind of surprised because I never thought like this car will be ever in stock since the hype is going over like crazy. But this has been my daily for a while, and I'm totally in love with it. It's just awesome. Yeah, it's been a great car. All right, one more. This is a Nsx R. It is the NA2. It's the NA2, which is like they built it in 2002, and they only built 150 of this in the world. So originally, they're also only available in the Japanese domestic market. This one, the NA2. The difference between the NA2 and the NA1 is the NA2 has a bigger displacement and naturally aspirated. This is basically a piece of art. It doesn't have power steering. It doesn't have like all the modern day assists. It's just a pleasure to drive.
So there you have it. I think proof that this man has a real passion for cars, because I mean that is his daily, the M2 comp, let alone, I mean I'd never even heard of this Civic RR. It's absolutely nuts. I think we're going to jump on that in a second and go for a tour around this car park, because not only does Richard have an insane lineup of cars here, but you may have noticed in the background there's some other pretty special things lurking around, and he promises me that on the other floors we're going to spy some other mad stuff. So yes, this is a bit of sort of underground car park spotting, which I'm not always that comfortable or that enthusiastic about, but I think it has to be done here in Hong Kong. So yes, we're going to jump into the RR and do a few laps of this car park.
Throw that thing from left, right, side to side. Yeah. All my friends are here, playing my favorite song right on top. Yeah.
GT2.
Whoa, that's nuts. Fully original, wow.
You want to open it?
Yeah, I'm going to open those windows like this. Wow.
This is insane.
This is pure. What's that at the end? I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Porsches, but I'm sorry, the thing right in front of us is a little more impressive, mate.
All right, check it out. No, look to your left, Sam.
Oh my God.
It's a wire piece.
Where have you brought me? This is mental.
Insane, right?
I also love the elevator music that's
lovely.
playing. The really nice elevator music.
Right. This is a song that absolutely.
Wow, wow, wow. I'm gonna have to get a
And
phone
it's been
pick.
registered.
But where did the like love of cars begin? Like where did your? Because this is a pretty big collection you've got now. That doesn't just happen overnight.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
No.
It doesn't really happen overnight. Actually, back then I think my first car is a 520.
Okay.
It's an E60 520.
Wow.
I'm actually in love driving that car since like. I'm actually into car like since I was a kid. I was playing like Gran Turismo, Need for Speed Underground.
But like your mum or dad into cars?
No, they're not.
No one. So it just came out of nowhere. You just kind of got into it.
No one in my family are into cars. No one.
Wow. So we got Gran Turismo.
I somehow wish my father is into cars.
Yeah.
I could like get him into this like obsession.
Yeah.
Well,
so you could appreciate it with you. But
exactly, but none of them appreciate car. They just used to drive it all the single time.
I'm going to put a light on because it's obviously got super dark. I'm going to do this. Look, this is the modern technology.
Right.
iPhones.
Oh, nice.
Now we look like the Blair Witch Project if you ever saw it. But
sure. This is
there we go. That'll work. It'll work enough. But yeah, well, but I think this is a thing. Back in the day, if people were into cars, it was because of like somebody else in their family. But our generation, because of Gran Turismo, Need for Speed, and
I think it made a huge impact on on the 90s kids.
Yeah,
right?
90s kids.
That's 90 kids is the best.
I was 89.
Yeah.
Can I pretend to be 90?
All right.
So we can be in your
We
crew.
play the same games.
There we go. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
That's all that counts.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god.
Oh, good lord, there's an F40.
I didn't even know
you didn't even know. I
existed.
love that you even freaked out at that.
Even I freak out.
There's an F40 in here, people.
And there's an F50 coming up. I think it's the same owner, I bet.
Wow.
Oh my god, that is simply gorgeous.
But so now this is where it gets
60
complicated. Oh, okay. I'm going to stop talking and just keep filming. Mate, forget 60. What is this place? What is this place? Oh,
This
so
is
actually,
a
funny enough,
F50.
wow, I saw that Zonda on Sunday. Look at that Challenge Stradale. Oh my god! And then yes, there is a Kᴏ宜. That is happening right there. Wow, dude.
Same owner.
All my friends are here, playing my favorite song right on top. Yeah.
That's good.
Feel the VTEC!
Shake, shake, shake your honey to the morning. Let me hear you say I'm ready. Come on, now slide, slide, slide to the bar.
I can't decide whether I prefer Hong Kong at night or by day. This city is just insane. But huge thanks to Richard for showing us his cars this evening. What a really nice guy and what a mad lineup of cars he owns. Also, that car park was just nuts. I always feel a little bit uncomfortable and awkward just cruising around car parks like that, but it's a relatively public and accessible car park, and just so happened to be there with Richard checking out his cars when he showed me what else was lurking around. So pretty damn special to see some of those cars tucked away. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you have, and make sure you're subscribed for plenty more videos to come.
All my friends are here,